We're going to add her. And I'm sitting a little bit further back to see if this helps not cut the head off. Okay, it says it's adding her. Yay! We did it, Karla. We did
Hey, we did. I was on. You weren't seeing where I was telling you I was on.
No, I wasn't because my phone is up there, so I'm not seeing the text. But
Yeah, that's okay.
anyway, I'm glad you got
I
on.
heard.
And by setting my camera a little further back, I think Dr. Christine was right. I think it looks better.
Are we looking up our noses?
Huh?
I know sometimes whenever Rose and Christine are on, you could as they had to learn how to back it off a little bit too. I can see myself, but I don't know what everybody else is seeing.
Okay, well, it's still cutting my head off, but on my phone it looks good. On my phone it looks good. But anyway, so I want to introduce you to my friends here and to those that will be watching the replay. You are Miss Karla, and I got to
Hi.
meet you at boot camp in Denton. And I was just letting them know how excited and moved to tears when you got up from the table and started dancing at the boot camp. I was so excited because I heard that you were once in a wheelchair and you were walking. And so I want you to tell that story. So tell me, when when did you start this journey of using these miracle drops? Do you know the date?
It was in March last year.
March
So
of
it's been,
25.
yeah. Well, March, no, the end of March, and I started in April.
Okay, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January.
Eight,
So 10
10,
months.
8 months. It was the same month that Leanna joined. I
Okay.
took it by, I went by faith and followed her.
Okay,
I'm so
so
glad
that
I did. Yeah.
um so what was going on with you before you were introduced to this product?
Well, I have I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 8 years old. And yes, I know I'm old. I'm 58. So I've had it for 50 years. And I had the typical health concerns and health issues that diabetics have. Most people really recognize more type 2 diabetes complications. And that's because they don't realize they've had it for so long and they go through life, you know, um, with the high blood sugars and not realizing it.
Right.
And what happens is it causes neuropathy. It causes blindness. It can cause kidney failure. It can cause any inflammatory damage. And sugars going through your kidneys and on your bloodstream will damage things. It'll damage the blood vessels and the nerve endings. And when I started, I was, like I said, I was 8. So my whole life actually began with trauma. I was in a coma, and at that time, and after that, I was, a little girl dealing with all kinds of issues. Um, about oh 15 years ago, I really started getting hardcore into becoming more natural. I did all of the insulin pumps, and I was in studies with hospitals, and at in the Parkland Hospital, I was in a study with them, and for teenagers that would start their menses. Well, I never did. I never started, and they couldn't figure out why. Well, it was hormonal. But when we go through life, our bodies respond to these stressors. So I've always known this.
Right.
I've gone through depression, and I've gone through um, psychological uh, issues because of the life troubles that I've had. Not just diabetes, but the complications of. Oh, I can see you instead of looking at your shirt.
I'm trying to
Nice.
fix it.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Well, I'm looking at your chair now. Okay. Um, that's
I'm
okay.
gonna fix
I'll
it.
get back to it. I was dealing with all these things, throughout your life, you have fight or flight from the beginning. And that's with all of those being said, my damage started back then to the blood vessels, damaging everything because everything is fed off of the blood. And so the cells would be dying. My blood vessels were dying, so I was going blind. I actually have been blind since I had my daughter 30 years ago. I'm legally blind. I went blind. And I was for 3 months. I was with a cane to black. I couldn't see at all. Um, After I had my daughter, I had to learn how to deal with things. So I had really nuggeted down on my health. 30 years ago, my daughter's 30. I did have a healthy baby. Um, they were afraid that I would die, and I almost did. I was hospitalized for about 8 months. But after I had her, I did go blind, and they had to do many, many repairs. Um, this is just my journey. You know, uh, my eyes are getting better. I did many surgeries, but just thinking about the mental vessels and the eyes, that's happening to my blood vessels. It's happening to my everything that the blood vessels feed. So I had neuropathy, and I did not have feeling in my feet. This has been going on now for about 7 or 8 years, where I had total no feeling in my feet. Um, and the pain from neuropathy is just excruciating. Um, I don't know how many people have it, but there's also other reasons to have it. Um, Diabetes isn't the only reason that people have neuropathy. Older ages, damage to nerves, you know. And so I could not. I'm leading up to where my feet are the dancing, you know. um, I was my daughter was 18, and we went to her graduation, and I had broken my foot. Didn't know how I broke it. I walked on it for 3 weeks without knowing that it was broken. It wasn't just it wasn't just hairline fractures. It shattered. I don't know if you know the navicular bones are the and the tarsals and everything were flat. Um, but my foot was so swollen it was holding it together. And I went to my daughter to the hospital, and they said I had a broken foot. And come to find out, it was due to something called Charcot, which is another disorder that diabetics get for lack of blood flow. Well, years and years of dealing with the diabetes did that. After the breaks, that was uh, 10 years ago. I was doing better. I healed from the wound. Um, I had still major complications with the neuropathy. And during the neuropathy, damage, I did stupid things. Like when I'd fall, I'd continue to walk and not go and get things checked out. Well, I would continue to walk on it, and I wouldn't know anything was wrong, really wrong, until approximately 3 weeks later. Well, I did the same thing when I had a bout of Charcot in my right ankle. And this was 4 years ago. And from the time it was damaged to the time I actually found out that there was something really wrong with it, we were trying to heal from the Charcot. There was no break at that time. But during the time I had the break, I was still walking on it. And she said it was okay just to stay off of it. And I started swelling. Well, I went about a month without seeing her because I wasn't having anything except for a little bit of swelling. And my ankle had completely dislocated off of my leg bone. I was walking on it with that dislocation, not knowing that I was. They ended up putting in 12 screws and basically an L bracket to restructure my foot. Well, it took about a year for me to be able to heal from it. I mean, I've had other, wounds and stuff on my feet during this time, but these are the major issues. Um, then, as I was getting better, I started walking and getting my balance back, and no balance with a walker, with canes, with something to help me balance, or people with me. After I actually started healing physically on the wounds and the site, I decided to do myself a favor and a luxury and did a foot soak. When I did the foot soak, I tested the water with my hand, but I had put bentonite clay into the water. The bentonite clay, I had poured scalding water, boiling water out of a kettle into it, went into the kitchen and ran cold water in it. And at that time, I stuck my hand in, and my hands were not hot. It was enough to where I should have been able to safely put my feet in. When I did that, I put my feet in, snuggled them into the bentonite clay. When I got out of the clay, excuse me, I'm sorry. 20 minutes later, I went to dry my feet off, and my skin came off my feet completely.
Wow.
And I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just, it is what it is. It took 2 years after I had completely been able to get up and walk to where I was able to get up, put my feet in the water and do that. But after I did that, I had to have 2 more years to heal. At that time, they did a skin graft from a burn center and skin grafted my feet. They wanted to take my feet, and they were speaking over me, and I wouldn't let them. And sorry. And anyway, it took 2 years for me to just be able to get back up without a wheelchair and to be with a cane. And I was thinking I was doing really good. I thought I was doing great because over the years of being able to get to that position,
Right.
I was doing things like going to my friends and going and playing bunco and going out to dinner and joining friends again. And I had to always have someone helping me. I couldn't get out of a chair hardly without someone helping me, but I thought that was great. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Then came Leanna, my wonderful friend, who I've known for probably 13 years. Um, and she and I had not been talking very much because we were into other seeking health, into
Right.
other companies. And not to say anything was bad about them, I found good things in both of them. But Leanna talked me into trying this. I'm like, I trust you. I put it on my credit card because I couldn't afford it. So, because my husband said, absolutely no, not, not again. You're not going to start again, another thing again and not complete it. I said, okay, well, I'm going to use my money and I will pay it back to my credit card. That's the money that I get from my disability. And anyway, so I did that. And not only did I have realized that I've been dealing with this for so long that I didn't even, I thought my way of life was the right way. I mean, I'd get up 3 times a night to go to the bathroom and not get any sleep. And I thought that's just, and I don't take over the counter, nothing. I'm very, very holistic. Since I found out about our lovely pharmakia, I try to stay as far as I can away from it other than my insulin. And anyway, my life, the first day, and now I'm one of the 2%ers.
Yeah.
I took it at night when I went to bed. No, I'm sorry. I took it when I first got it. I took it that morning. The next night, that same night, I took it again. The next morning, handy up, I got up and walked from my bed to the bathroom, not acknowledging that I got up, went to the bathroom, came back to my bed, and did not use my cane.
Yay.
Did not. I started crying, and my husband woke up and he goes, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
And I told him what I did. He goes, "Oh shit, go back to sleep." He had to get up and go to work. He's dealt with all this for, years. And to me, it was emotional. I mean,
Yeah.
and my balance just, and this is my testimony. I'm telling you, not anybody else's, because I am one of the 2%ers that it worked. The fix worked for me to be able to get balance. I'm not going to say that I was able to walk everywhere, but let me tell you what, when I did that, I said, you know what? Let's continue this.
Right.
And over the next week, I had put the cane down, started depending on the healing that was happening in my body, building the muscles back up in my legs and in my back. Oh my gosh. That's another thing. I've had 3 whiplash.
Oh, goodness.
So I have been to chiropractors. I had been on pain medications and damage. I'd had a lot of damage, and inflammation, and I couldn't turn my head. You see this? I couldn't turn my head. It would be more like going,
Right.
raise my body. I'd have to turn my body. And it's really hard. It was harder for me because I'm blind in everywhere except for where I'm focusing on you right now.
Right.
I don't see what's going on around it. So that was another major improvement over the first month or so, that I didn't have any more pain in my neck. My feet, my nerve pain was gone. The neuropathy pain. History. I started noticing that my clothes were getting bigger. I had not lost 1 pound.
And your clothes were getting bigger?
Yes, I had not lost 1 pound at that
Yeah.
time. This was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks in.
Yeah.
My weight is still not, I haven't lost any major consistent weight loss, but I'm not trying. I have to be on a specific diet for my diabetes, and I don't eat a lot of carbs. So it's really, my exercise, my movement, my body's movement, my nerves, the visceral fat's coming off, and I'm getting healthier. My skin is healthier. I'm 58 years old, almost 60, and my crow's feet are like, nada. They're called small lines, right?
You're almost 60?
I'm almost 60.
Oh, wow. I thought you were like in your 30s.
Yes, no, that's my daughter. You
You
lie.
look,
Don't
you
be
look
lying.
great.
That's not right.
You look great for all the health issues that you have been experienced. And you know, what this sounds like to me is that because you started these drops 8.5 months ago, it totally ignited and activated the vagus nerve, the largest cranial nerve in our body that goes right up here from the brain to the gut. And it started turning on all the switches in your body to start the healing process, right?
Yes.
That is amazing.
Our
And so,
cells have to have signals, and our cells give signals to the
yeah,
brain. I
yes.
learned so much about the vagus nerve. And you know, the Most High has been leading me to the vagus nerve for a while. I think he put me in the bed, and I mean in the bed, because I didn't have people, hardly anyone, coming to visit me at my house for almost 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I did go to them when I could get out. I had wonderful friends. I mean, I can't even tell you how awesome my friends are, that they would come and pick me up and take me to bunko or to dinner out for celebrations.
Yeah.
uh but it's it's what you learn when you're in the worst times of your life,
Yes,
and he's
amen.
bringing you through. He's bringing you through, and he put this in our lives to answer the prayers that we've been asking
Right,
for all these years. He had it ready for us, though.
right.
He
That's
already
right.
had it. We just had to have faith, know it.
Well, everybody that is watching this story, I just want to say, if Karla has invited you here, be sure you reach out to Karla. She will get you the information to get you started on your health journey. If you are here
Most
because of
definitely.
my page and my friends, just comment info and I will get you the info as well because our here's what it boils down to. Our food that we put in our body today is not the same as it was when grandma and grandpa were still here, our great grandparents were here. The soil is totally depleted. Everything is different. Even our flour has other ingredients in it that didn't used to be in it. And so our bodies are just contaminated. And the result of that is inflammation and all the other things that happen. So when you start using this product that we're talking about, it activates the vagus nerve, which controls 1,100 processes in our body. So it will be different for everyone. So we don't make any medical claims here. Everybody's story will be different and timeline will be different. I know Miss Leanna that I interviewed a couple of days ago.
Yes.
She said after 5.5 months, the weight just started dropping and the even more inches were less as well, and just things really started moving quicker. So just know it takes years for our body to get type 2 diabetes and all the things that are wrong with us. And it's not going to be an overnight process. But I can tell you this, every living thing that breathes can benefit from this product. My dog is now on it. I've heard of other testimonies of animals, your babies. You can take this while on your prescriptions or any supplements or any shots or anything that you do. There is science behind this. If you want the science, comment science.
Oh, yeah.
It has proven that it does not have any negative side effects. So this is right out of God's garden. It is an herb, okay? It's an herb. So if you would like to tell your story, we would be happy to get you on that journey. So,
Would you
Ms.
like to
Pepper,
know what
have
I
anything
did
else?
last week before the snow? Do you know what I did last week before the snow?
What?
I went out and blew my front yard.
Wow,
I know.
that's that's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
like I told y'all, I saw her at the boot camp and she got up and started dancing and there's a video on my page with her dancing and we all took notice and we celebrated her victory because that is a victory. And you know what, Miss Karla, you are special You are so special, and God is using your story to reach other people.
That's what it was
So
meant for.
that's right. And so, with that being said, is there anything else you want to say before we jump off?
Well, if what I do want to say is if you have any skepticism, think about the commercials that you see on the television. And those commercials are not people you know. But
Right.
you go and spend, I see them all the time on Facebook, oh, try this product, try that product, and you're getting them from China, you
Yeah.
know, or you're getting them from some, who knows,
Right.
where they're coming from. Trust, trust your friend, trust
Yes.
the ones that are going to lead you in the right direction. Because even though it worked for me for what my issues are, I can't tell you what your issues are. You know them.
Right.
And if you don't try it, you really won't know. You can go and pick something up from Walmart, Wally Mart, or CBS, or you know what I'm saying, because you saw it on a commercial on your Facebook or whatever. Order from Timeo.
Yeah.
You don't know where you're getting it. And this is your friend.
And I forgot to mention, it's right here, the tincture right here in a bottle, less than $100, can make a difference. And if you're really sick and tired of being tired and sick, you will want to give it a try. And it will come with 6 travel snaps. You can order it either way, and the snaps, if you want it individually measured out for you. But when you order the bottle, this is a month's supply, the bottle and 6 snaps. That's taking it once a day. Now, if you have a lot of issues, like my follower did last night, she goes, I want the 3 bottles.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best deal. It's the 3 bottles for the price of 2. But you can get started on your health journey. So I'm going to leave that decision up to you, but we are here to answer any questions, any further questions you have. But the time is now for you to start your health healing journey by activating the vagus nerve. Once the vagus nerve is activated, and there's science behind that, if you want the science, again, comment science, then the body can do what God designed it to do. The visceral fat, which is that deep fat around your organs. If you have a prostate problem, it's probably because of the visceral fat pressing and putting pressure on it for you to go to the bathroom all through the night. And once you start this and the visceral fat starts dissipating and going away, you'll get up less to go to the bathroom. Okay, so these are things. You'll start sleeping better. Um, there's just,
Most
and
definitely.
when these, and that puts you in the rest and digest. So if you are not sleeping well, you're in a fight to flight mode. Okay, which is the only time we need to be in that is if a bear's coming after you and you are, you're having to run for your life kind of thing. That's when our body should shift into that gear. But right now, American people, we're in that all the time, constantly, so our body can't heal. So when you do this, you will get to your rest and digest at some point, and that's when your body will start doing what God designed it to do. So thank you for being here, Miss Karla, and sharing your
You're
story.
welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
You are
Anytime.
so welcome. And thank you, everyone that is going to watch this, who is watching this, who will sprinkle this out there for others to see, or even tagging a friend that you know is sick and tired of being tired and sick. So we're here for you. We're on a mission. This is a ministry, not just a
Definitely.
job, but it is a ministry, and also on the job part. If you are looking for the right company, the right vehicle, and the right
Most definitely.
product, this
Mm-hmm.
is it.
Most
Look,
definitely.
okay? So thank y'all for watching.
We have a great team.
All right. Bye-bye,
Bye.
Karla. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.